All right, quick update on the 14-day experiment here. So I've done all sorts of stuff and missed a ton of chiropractic appointments. I mean, I've gone through teaching every day in the morning and entering a speech contest and doing some ghost writing and giving a speech. And then, of course, going to the funeral down in Grand Rapids, which was a busy day with a lot of riding in the car, and then driving to Chicago, and we walked all over the Navy Pier with Aunt Karen and Mom. And then the next day, Amy came, and we rode segways all over the place and walked over a bunch of places in Chicago again. And so, I mean, just a lot of stuff. And then yesterday we had the family picnic out at the Montague Pier. So there's some more walking activity, stuff like that. And then we had a wedding that we went to too. I didn't do any dancing or anything crazy with too much impact, stuff like that. But still, yesterday, 2 days ago, so Friday, so 8 days in, I started to kind of feel it. And then yesterday I was feeling it pretty bad. It was out of place, and I've been stretching every day, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't moving in place. I was stretching, and it was just, I mean, it was just stuck like right here. I could basically hold my head up almost straight. I couldn't really bend it very far. But this morning, uh, I I moved, and a bunch of stuff moved, and I can still tell it's not in the correct place, but it's in a much more correct place than it was. So that's a huge improvement. It's a huge thing. It's interesting because it means that possibly I have the possibility of getting worse, but then getting somewhat better too. So I can do a little bit of both. And so this is 10 days in. So I started feeling worse on day 8. I was feeling pretty bad on 9, and I'm feeling a little bit better on 10. So I'm hoping that if I stretch it out quite a bit today, that maybe I'll be able to improve over the next couple of days before we make the long trip to Chicago and back again. Chicago and back in one day. So that's a lot of riding in the car and a lot of those little bumps on the road and all that little impact uh, connects a lot. So that's what I'm thinking. It's interesting that I've been able to just sleep in last night, stretching a lot, and then sleeping last night, and then moving this morning. I was able to get some proper movement out of that and some improvement after I started getting worse. And I didn't think I'd be able to do that. And I'm not sure how bad I would get or how fast, but I think I would start uh, suffering a cognitive issues, maybe right away to a limited extent, but I'd really start to notice cognitive issues probably a couple of days into my neck being out of alignment. So I didn't really notice those yet. I mean, maybe they were there, maybe I had more typos, stuff like that, but nothing that I particularly noticed. So I think it would probably take a couple of days for it being off. Now, with it partially being off now, but being a little bit better than it was yesterday, I'm not sure how much that'll really affect me or not, but we have a few days to go, so it's a little bit of time that we'll be able to tell. So I'll update, probably in a couple of days or something.